While we're still discussing the case of Lindsay Clancy and the, unfortunate fact that a staggering majority of women actually see her as the victim in this case. If I'm being charitable in this kind of case, if I'm being charitable, even though I don't believe in this whole psychosis angle, they are presenting to the masses, but if I'm being charitable, there are two, primary victims, two victims in this, or two issues in this case. Firstly, well, you should talk about the children that lost their lives, and then if we actually want to discuss this whole psychosis issue or postpartum depression issue, and then I can be charitable and let us discuss the issue. But the primary discussion should be centered around the children that lost their lives, having empathy for the children that lost their lives, and praying for the happy repose of these children. But for some weird reason, it is not what is making headline. It is not what a staggering majority of women in the United States or even everywhere in the world are discussing. They're still towing this angle of postpartum depression, that she's the victim and all of that. Now, I watched a clip from Fox, TV. There's a clip from Watch Fox TV I saw trending on X, Twitter. And now this clip is Tiffany Smiley, a Fox TV contributor, supposedly a conservative, making a case, not even for the children. She didn't even spend 3 seconds addressing the children, addressing the fact that these young children lost their lives in a very, very gruesome way. No. But she spent almost a minute glazing and making a case for this stupid, crazy murderer called Lindsay Clancy. I want us to watch the clip now.
So when I first started, paying attention and looking into this case, it actually broke my heart for everyone involved in this. And I hate that it takes something like this to have a real conversation about women's mental health and postpartum depression, because it is a real thing. But a lot of times it is swept under the rug. Women have a lot of shame that surrounds it. People don't know how to support. And honestly, our medical healthcare system has failed women in a lot of ways. I worked as a triage nurse in an OBGYN clinic, one of the busiest ones in the city of Spokane, Washington. And people would be shocked if you knew the calls that I got, the women that came in. There is a reason that there is a safe place that a lot of hospitals have where women can come bring their baby to keep it safe and keep it alive if they are feeling any of these feelings. It's a real thing. And it happens probably more than people even realize. I am a mom of 3 boys. If you have some of these postpartum symptoms, they can tend to get worse with each child as well. So you have to be your own advocate. You have to be proactive. And if you do not have people in your life that understand that or know how to get you the help that you need, this stuff is real. And we need to address it in this country. A lot of times women are given the baby and they're shoved out of the hospital and said, good luck,
Now, I don't even say nobody should have empathy for what is happening or what has happened. But the problem is this suicidal empathy. The whole suicidal empathy, especially in the West. 3 children lost their lives. 3 innocent children through strangulation. These children lost their lives in a very gruesome way and at the hands of the person they trust the most in the world. At the hands of the person that they feel that they are more safe with. But the crazy thing is that after this whole issue, most people are not talking about the children. Most women are not talking about the children. Everybody, the staggering majority of women, even this person, supposedly a conservative woman, is still talking about having empathy, postpartum depression, and all these things. In the previous video I made, I said, how come whenever they have this postpartum psychosis or anything, they never ever become hostile at their workplace, especially to their bosses, that I can actually fire them? They never do that. But for some weird reason, it is always the innocent children that are actually going to be the victim of this postpartum psychosis. I'm tired of this. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. So the fact that these people, even the conservative women, are still towing these same talking points of these liberals, I don't even know if there's any distinction in the opinions of women now. I see people online calling for the repealment of the 19th Amendment, because this is crazy. You can't be sharing civilization with people that think like this. Now, in another case, in the WNBA, an Escanta went to the game with a cloth that was written, biological man is an adult human female. Basically, he's supporting the women. Basically, he doesn't want, he's advocating for women to own the women's league. But no, you see another crazy lady, Natasha Cloud, actually coming to confront him as if she's actually going to fight him. It is crazy. I don't even know why we live in this world, this crazy reality that we live in. Just seems like an assimilation that a man, yes, everybody knows that he's joking, making jest, saying that he wants to play for the WNBA. But if the rules are that anybody that identifies as a woman can actually play in the WNBA, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But I can't believe that the fact that it has to be a man, a 6 foot man, that is wearing the clothes, saying that a woman is an adult human female and they should be protected in women's sports. And these women, these crazy lesbians in the WNBA, are out trying to intimidate or trying to fight him. I don't even know why they actually, restrained her and everything. They should have tried to fight him. Let's see who's actually going to come out as a winner. I'm tired of all these liberal talking points and all these things happening online. It is crazy. Firstly, now women protecting and supporting a mother that mothered 3 children. Second, in the second clip, a woman actually fighting a biological man just because he's saying that women's sports should be protected and crazy biological men should not invade women's spaces. It is crazy. Welcome to 2026.